Sitaram, everybody, and welcome to our seventh session of Bhagavad. Let's all stand as we are about to do our opening arati. For those of you looking on at home, welcome again. As we continue with Skandha 10, this morning we are entering into chapter 47. Sajam cha Varti Sanyuktam Jahina Yogitam Mayam Devam Grihana Devesham Trailokyatimidapham Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan Ki Hai Aarati पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला अमर हृदय मोति पावै पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान जग की मंगल की आरती everybody जय जय भागवत शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन दिखाने वाला हे सुख करनी दुख हरनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये मधुर भोल जग पंच कोल सग मातरिकारे वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला मधुर भोल जग पंच कोल सग मातरिकारे वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला श्री राम यही श्याम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण हरि ओम नमो नारायण Gajananam
Bhutaganasevitam Kapitjambo Balacharabhakshitam Umasutam Sho Kavinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Harpangajam
Sarvamangalamangalye
Shive Sarvarthasadhike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostute
Guru Brahma
Guru Vishnu
Guru Devo
Maheshwara
Guru Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri
Gurave Namah
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Everybody Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
One more time Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai Vindravan Bihari Lal ki Jai Sitaram everybody, please have your seat, make yourself comfortable. We are about to go into our Samiran. Before we do so, we have to remember how Yagya works. Yagya is a designation of the goddess. The goddess is imperative in all yagya because it is her energy that is fueling the prayer, the benefit that we are all feeding on. We are all touching and we want to get the heat of the light. We want to get the blessing of the prasad. We want to get the blessing of the food. That mother has to be called, invocated, worshipped, and then there is something for all of us to pull on. With that in mind, put your hands together as we chant just a couple of verses from the Chandi part of Markande Puran, the Argala Stotra. Hari Om. Pray in your heart, everybody. Dear Lord, by your grace, I get to be in the company of Bhagavad. Mother, you who serve the feet of Mahavishnu Goddess, please allow this sinful person, allow this morning, the Katha that I'm about to listen to is a walkway, is a pathway for people who want to learn how to love the Lord, what it really looks like. Help me to remember it, to understand it. Om Asya Shri Argala Stotra Mantrasya Vishnu Rishi Anushtab Chandaha Shri Mahalakshmi Devata Shri Jagadamba Pratyartam Sapta Shati Pat Gat Vena Japa Viniyog Om Namah Chandikaya Namaha. You know this first one. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shiva Datri Swaha Swadha Namostute. You say the prayer, but do you know what it means? Mother, you who are the energy of triumph, you are the energy of auspiciousness, you are the control of time. You make a person gentle. O Devi of dark complexion, Kali, hold of the skull in your hand, wearer of the Munda Mala of skulls. O Goddess, make yourself attainable this morning. Ma, when your children call upon you, No matter what difficulty they are facing, by the process of worship, give them the ability to forgive. Give them the ability to feel the facility of happiness and joy. Mother, you are the substratum, you are the energy of this universe. As we do Yagya, Ma, we call upon you. May you allow all the offerings, all that is being given to all the devatas, to all and each and every form, bless it to be acceptable. Oh Mother, you are the acceptor of all the libations in the fire. Ma, may you allow it to be acceptable. Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde, Jai Bhutati Harini, Jai Sarvagate Devi, Kalratri Namostute. Ma Goddess, you who slayed Chanda and Munda, victory Ma. Jai Devi, Ma, may you remove all the misery. May you bring victory. May you allow, oh Goddess, who strikes fear in the heart of the unrighteous. May you allow us to be victorious. Madhukaita Vidra Vivardhani Varde Nama Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvijaso Jai Mahisasura Mardani Bhaktanam Sukade Nama Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvijaso Nama. Last one, Hidaktavij Vare Devi Chandamunda Vinashini Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvijaso Yahi. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Prayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Ma, we are doing Yaga. We are doing this type of offering. Bless everybody to be safe, to be healthy. Ma, bless all the audience members and their home and their families. Ma, may you accept our prayer, and with that energy, with that luster, may you divide yourself and go with each and every child of yours and help them in their individual life, in their homes, in their relationships. May you bless them. As we join together, as we do our Sumiran, ask him. This Katha is a secret. It is described as a secret. It is not always read. It is it is so simple, but it is so hard to understand. Dear God, this morning as I'm about to listen, as I'm about to learn from the lips of the Gopi, what it is to love the Lord, help me to become such a person, Prabhu. Riddhi Siddhi Datta Siddhi Sadana Varana Varana Tumiro Bharam Bhan Madana Kadana Ke Lal Ko Ganapati Kripa Nidan Jnana Khani Ananda Bhavana Dehu Mohi Vardhan Varano Bhasha Bhagavata Jai Shivananda Khan Bhutanath Bhaubhaya Harana Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gaudavadana Mangala Karana He Braja Chandra Mukunda Braja Bhushana Dushana Harana Katahu Bhava Dayapana Charana Sharana Li Anakara Jai 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 Jagadisha Sevata Shesha Mahesha Mahima Mita Seva वेद वेद जानत रहे, रिद्धि सिद्धि दाता, सिद्धि शरण वारण वरना, सुमिरो बारंबार, सुमिरो बारंबार, मदन कदन के लाल को, सुमिरो बारंबार, मदन कदन के लाल को. Many times we go to satsang, and as I've been saying, you hear people talk about Gopinath. You hear people talk about Gopal. You hear the bhajan is singing, Gopi Manohar Nandalala. Sukdev Goswami tells Parikshit in chapter 47, he says this part, this piece of the conversation where Uddhava, the friend, the emissary that was sent to talk in last night's discourse with Nanda Baba, and we heard how Nand is saved from the captivity of Varun. How much he learned and he saw and he witnessed, and how they could converse devotee to devotee. How good, although you say you are his father, instead of having some superiority complex that I am older, you ever hear somebody say, I have more gray hair than you, I know more than you. Instead of that, Uddhava is told, he was told to come and tell Nand to give him hope. But instead of Uddhava giving hope to Nanda Baba, Nanda Baba gives hope to Uddhava. Look at how somebody could love him, remember his story, remember his kahani, remember all that he had done for them. Govardhan, Potna, Kalia, all the different places. He says, I remember those incidents and those battles as if it happened yesterday. When everybody was watching how he was fighting and dancing on the teeth of Kalia in the bank, in the waters of the Yamuna, how the teeth was scraping under his foot and his foot was getting red. Yasoda was crying. Balram is laughing. Oh, give him chance, let him do his work. And in that moment, I saw the workings of this master. That yes, he was my son, but every day he inspired awe. That every opportunity, when he saved me from Varun, I stood there and I saw the man, as per our discourse last night, I saw the man in charge of all the oceans bow to my son. My son was angry. Why did you touch my father? And Varundev bows and begs him, please forgive my worker. He doesn't know better. He doesn't know who you are. He's not knowledgeable of you. But today, oh Krishna, you came to my home and I'm so happy. Your father could leave. But the only thing Nand was watching was watch how he bowed to my little boy. That my little boy has so much of value, so much of merit. And because of it, he starts to acquire. He is learning. Just as we said, Narad Muni being in the company of the Lord, but he somehow, the insatiable appetite, he doesn't learn enough. Sometimes me and you, we feel we know. We know the Chalisa by heart. We get so full of ourselves that we know the Gita by heart. We know it. I've done so many Gita part. I have done so many Bhagavad. I have done Ramayana. I've heard it from cover to cover. I know it. But Narad Muni and Nanda Baba, the true devotee of Krishna, they are honest with themselves that I don't know him. I want to know him. I want to know more. And Nand, although he's in the constant company of Krishna, feeds him every day. When he sees the little leelas unfold, as we heard last night, he had to gush and tell Uddhava, not gossip, not business, not money. He's the head of the village and he's not concerned at all. They stayed up all night in his house and all they could talk about was Krishna. and why he is missing Krishna. Will he not come one day to look for us? And Uddhava was telling him, he loves you because of who you are. How much you hold on to him, that he's in the company of so many people, but he's studying you. That whenever a devotee holds on to Krishna, Krishna holds on to him. Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki Jai. Sukdev Goswami says that when Uddhava had finished speaking to Nanda Baba that night, Nand felt happy that he got in the company of somebody who understood devotion. Not everybody understands devotion. Not everybody will understand your emotion, your prayer, your sacrifice, the time you take for your prayer. Not everybody will get that. I have heard people say, you have nothing else to do. You have the time to sit and pray, do one whole day. You could do that. I don't have that time. However, it's not that the person has nothing else to do, so they're praying. The person is giving themselves to nothing else. Priority in this case is done for their prayer. Uddhava listened to all the conversations that this devotee, and they shared with each other stories of what each other had witnessed in the company of Krishna. And they delighted, just as you and I in the company of saintly people, satsang, the coming together of people to talk truth and knowledge and good and godly things. What an opportunity when you meet somebody at your level or above, that you could just sit in their company and relish to learn what you don't know. Uddhava heard whispering outside the door the next morning. And there's where we begin. Sukdev Goswami says he heard the talking and he gets up, and you could imagine he went outside to hear who is whispering. It sounds like they're grumbling, they're angry. Who it is angry in this place where Krishna's footprint is in the mud, where the hills and the valleys had the ability to smell him and have him? How could this place have gossip? How could this place have temper? Sukdev Goswami says, Parikshit, this Katha is a secret that is reserved only for people who are blessed. Only people who get the understanding of Krishna can appreciate this discourse, the discourse of the Gopi. When Uddhava went outside, he was met by a few, not all, by a few of the girls of the village. Let's hear what happens this morning. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasya Ye prakyetam vatah susasritayatam suyatam sakshiyena gopi gopinata yudhavayate When they saw Uddhava come out of the room, the house of Nanda Baba, they look at him as somebody who had rubbed shoulders with Krishna. And because of that alone, because they don't know him, he does not announce, I am great, I have this position, I am the great minister. He doesn't say nothing. But because he has associated, because of they understand The power of karma that allows a person to be so blessed that they have the company of Krishna. They see the good in him. And they bow to him. Total stranger. And then they start to talk. One of the girls, we have heard that you are an attendant of Krishna, the Lord of the Yadu dynasty, and that you have arrived here. You have been asked to come and bring hope and happiness to his parents. We do not see there's anything worth remembering other than him in this Gokul. The ties of affection of relatives, all these different relatives, our sons, our daughters, our husband, or all our animal, all of these things have little value to us. In other people's case, friendship is contracted for a purpose. Listen good. So long as there's a purpose, you will have a friend. He says, Uddhava, listen good. Men will love women until one day they get the nectar of that woman. They wouldn't need her. They wouldn't love her anymore. Not in the same way. They wouldn't give her the attention. The bee, you don't understand what I'm saying? The bee, the black bee, the bumblebee loves the flower until the day he could extract the honey or the nectar from the flower. The prostitute loves the person, the man who has a lot of money, until one day he becomes penniless. Then that friendship is no longer there. The student loves the books so long as the exam is not passed. But when the exam is passed, the books, needless tools. Put away the book. The guru, so long as the puja is not done. The priest, so long as he has not accepted the dan. This, let me say in our words, the Siddha. To conclude the ritual, Gita says that dakshina or gift giving must be done to conclude the ritual. But if you insult the person doing the puja, person could do the prayers. I guilty of this. Somebody insult you, you have an obligation to do the prayers, do the prayers. But when now you're going to accept my siddha and take my sin and take the grains of pain you for taking my sin, may need that part. To get the pandit to take your siddha, there's a little tickle, so you play nice with him. Understand what she's saying here? But when he don't take the siddha, throw away the pandit. Run the pandit. The prayers finished, run him home now. We need to see him. We don't remember him. We don't care. The bird, once he gets the mango to pick on, that bird no longer cares for that tree. After the guest comes and they eat all the nice food, they no longer care for your house. They are ready to leave. Fire, the fire does not care for the wood. When it is burned, the fire leaves. O Uddhava, emissary of Krishna, you've come to Vrindavan, where everybody's mind, body and soul is completely tied to Govind. Imagine there's nothing, the contact is broken and we are still trapped like slaves. Vasudeva is freed from the jail, but we are still slaves in the confines of our heart and mind. Whether the jailer is there to watch us, but Krishna is not here and we are trapped nonetheless. What a cruel being he could be. That even when he's not in front of me, I still want that gate locked because I don't want to come out of that jail cell. This behavior, oh Uddhava, is very strange. When somebody says you become Dasi, you become like a slave to Krishna. When you get into his way, it has some truth to it. Maybe Ekadasi Brat, Chaut Brat, Panchami Brat, Shashti Brat. People are telling you how to pray, what to pray. You're doing Shashti Puja, children coming inside the belly, it have a baby growing. Take sweet rice and offer it. Make sure your 2 foot not crossed like mine. Put underneath the 2 foot like this. Posture for when you're doing Shashti Puja. So somebody telling you what to do, forcing you now to do it. But when you're doing Krishna Puja and you get into it, something inside of you, it have a particular flowers to offer? No, he just take all the flowers. It have a particular time for the prayer, particular day for the prayer. No, he taking you anytime, day, night. It have any day limited to him. Today's Tuesday, Hanuman Day. Okay, it have a day for Krishna. No, every day. Any day could be his prayer. I want to do his prayer today. I want to do it tomorrow. The person wants to be like a slave. We live here and we live to see the stories of his infancy. When he was a child, when he started to walk, when he started to run, when he started to call for food, when he started to eat solid food more than milk. When he was crying, we cried. When he was playing, we played. And when he moved, we remembered all that he did. Another gopi standing right there, a bee, a nice big bumblebee, came close to her. And she is so lost. Imagine you're doing your job, or you're talking to somebody, or you lean up where he is, but your head far. People is do that. They're doing the prayers, you know, Baba. But their mind studying something else. Hear what this person had inside of him. She says, oh bee, oh friend of that rogue Krsna, he sent you here. Verse 12, chapter 47. Everything is Christian. Everything come from Christian. You would ever stand up right there and you watching this girl talking to a bee that flying around she foot. As if Christian send the bee now. Don't touch my foot. Don't try to mama guy me. Don't try to be submissive here and touch my foot to win back my love. Christians send you to touch me. What favor you want now? What more do you want? He is the one who, because of how he dressed and how he smiled, I got addicted to him. Why would he remember this rural country, not knowledgeable girl? I am just a cow herder. You infidel. Oh, you only come to take the honey of the flowers. You only come to take. Sitaram. And then what you will do, just like your Lord, please understand the imagery here. You only come to take the nectar of the flowers. And just like your Christian, take all the joy, take all the happiness, make it wake up inside of we. Make us get so addicted to the sweetness of his company. Become enchanted by him. From his lips to his eyes to his hair to his talk. You're sleeping and you're waking only to go and talk to him. And then one day, instantaneously, he'll abandon us. Who to pity if not us? We are always the loser and we have to sit and harp and wait on him. The goddess Lakshmi, she is truly lucky because she gets to serve his feet every day. But even he will leave when he takes his shaligram form and he abandons Lakshmi. Oh bumblebee, oh bee, go from here. Thinking like this, listening to the humming of the bee. She says, oh one with 6 legs, why are you trying to sing for me? The man who was playing his flute and he would enchant us, your boss, he does that. Who teach you that? He did that. Go from here. And let all his episodes leave from my mind. I'm sitting here arguing with you and all his leela. All when I saw him get kicked from that donkey. When that horse nearly bit him. When Potna nearly killed him. I was there and I saw it. And I'm still helpless. I can't forget it. No matter what I do, oh bumblebee, oh black bee, no matter what I do, I cannot forget him. Let's hear what she quarreling with this bee. Poor bee do she nothing. Shiva Om, Shakti Om, Hari Om. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shaktirupena samshrita namastasya namastasya
namo namah.
ya devi sarvabhuteshu
Shaktirupena samshrita namastasya 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 namo namah.
visaraj sharire padam vidyah ye chatuskhauryana nunam yadhaye shishyatam yogeshwarahe kandate
Shaktirupena samshrita namastasya 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 namo namah.
Oh, black bee. The bee wanted to come down lower and he touched her foot. Get away from here. Take your head from my foot. I know how trained and sharp you are. You work for Mukunda. And he taught you all his tricks of the trade. When he lived in this village, no matter what he did, what crime, and we wanted to get him punished, we went to Yashoda many times for him to get licks and to get beat and to get punishment, and he would just watch us. He would fake cry. We knew he was faking. We know he was tricking, but we couldn't help ourselves. We became weak. It was as if we wanted to cry by seeing him cry. No, your boss is teaching you how to do the same trickery. What is the sense? How cruel your boss is. Teach us how to love. Teach us how to gain attachment to him. Forget everybody. Abandon the hope and all the things we have for children. Walk away from our heart and mind. Do your duty. You have a husband. Do your duty for the husband. Do your duty for the children. But my thoughts and my happiness, my source of happiness, is only to get up and see him. Get up and look for him, hear him, listen to the bassuri. And I did that. I'm guilty of it. And I found happiness every day, every day. And he allowed me to get entangled in his web. And then he abandoned me. And I felt that pain of separation. Did you come here to reconcile me with him? In previous Janam, do you know what he did? Your cruel boss, do you know what he did? Mrigayetam kapiye dasrat labha bhali yati kritavi sarv ye nayakam ye na bhalyapi bhalyaham. When he was the son of Dashrath, that cruel-hearted boy, he loves everybody, but he was the one who stood in the bush with a bow and arrow and shoots Bali. At that time, he was the king of the monkeys. He was so fixated on saving Sita that he allows damage to the sister of Ravan. In the Vaman form, when the Bali, the boiled rice, was being offered in Bhutyag, he had to eat that. He wanted that. There's so many discourses where he shows mercy to some and then he pulls back from some. His Leela is very complex and hard for me to understand. Who will he choose to reveal himself to? Who will he choose to have mercy on? And what is the mistake? Oh, B, that some people make, that they are finding themselves so far from him. Watch out how I am. What mistake did I make? What mistake did Bali make? But Sugriv is so loved. Hanuman is so loved that they get to be close to him. What's his secret? Tell me. You talk to me. What did he tell you? How did you, the bee, with your weapon to stab people, how did you get to be so close to him and I have to be so far? I am full of love. You are full of venom. And he keeps you as his worker and he pushes me away. In this world, many people, verse 18, many people have a chance to enjoy the sweetness, whether in their ears, in their eyes, the sweetness of Krishna. And some people are so conflicted, they never enjoy it, they never revel in it, they never appreciate it, they walk away, they wait for something else. God bless me to have children. When you get the children, oh God, when you grow up, when they grow up and they leave, oh God, when you come back. I wish you could come back small, innocent. It is always as if what you give me is never good. I want something else. She says, I have become that. I wanted his love, and now I have the love, and damn the same love. Because I realize how helpless I have become. In all that I have to do, in all that I am doing, I am only thinking of one food. Will he like this food I'm cooking? Will he be happy with what I'm doing? Will he be blessing me today? How unfortunate. The Bhakt, the Dasi of your Lord will be your boss. When you become his servant, how fragile your constitution must be, because you have to bend your head every day. You have to bend. There's nothing like your will. It only has his will in your life. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vyamrityameva Chitavyatam Shravantika Kulakurumetakam Yagya Krishna Madhave Hariya Drishta Darshana Kridayati Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Namo Nama Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. We got up when we were younger and we would adorn ourselves, making ourselves look very attractive as young girls. We wanted to look pleasing, to please him, to get his attention. We put on clothes and kajal and different things, adornment, and he wouldn't pay attention. He wouldn't watch. When we are crying, he'd watch us. When we are upset, he would come and find us. And in doing that, a different form of dependency was fostered, OB. So that when I am in hardship, when I am frustrated, when I am in trouble, I grew with the thinking and the tendency to look for him. Because when I'm in trouble, there's nobody else to help me. You know what that did to me? I became like a deer, like a female deer, very soft, very innocent, very gullible. And he was the hunter with the bow and the arrow. That anywhere I went, his arrow could catch me. That flute, you see that flute he has? You see that master of yours? I don't know if it is physical music that flute makes. But just as the hunter could imitate the sound of the male to call the female, and the animal comes to the arrow of that hunter, when that flute starts to blow, in any one of us. She is saying the Gopis, but any one of us, our life, no matter where that flute is calling from or calling you to, the person who has the antenna in the right position, the person who is getting the right reading, will hear it, pay attention, and take the guidance how to line up, how to find the place Christian wants you to be in that position, to be in that place, to be in the right way. And she says, when his arrow is let loose, you are helpless. Oh friend, she turns to Uddhava. No, she's still talking to the bee. You who are sent here by your master, you have become like our honorable guest. Imagine she put out her hands and dear black bee sit down in her hand. Please seek whatever you want from us. A friend of his, a worker of his, has to be a worker and a friend of ours. Forgive me for my outbursts. Forgive me for my tantrum. We bow to you because you are associated with him. I am going through a turbulent time. With him in my mind, without him in my vision. Some minute I am calm, and next minute I am turbulent, but all of it is caused by him. If anybody make me calm, it's Christian. If anybody make me turbulent or upset, it's Christian. And he knows what he's doing. Black Bee is the son of Nand, the Gopa chief. Is he now in Mathura? Did he leave? I know he was in the house of Vasudeva. Then I heard somebody say, imagine the other girl tell she, no, he's in the house of his guru Sandapani Rishi. Then another girl said, no, that's not correct. He finished by Sandapani Rishi and he came back home. And the girl is so engrossed in this conversation with this bee. Did he reach home safe to the house of Vasudeva? Does he remember his father, Nanda and Yashoda? Does he remember this place? Does he even remember us, all his servants he left here? Would he ever return to Gokul? Will his hand ever hold our shoulders again? Imagine Uddhava again came to give these people hope. And what is happening? He stood quiet. And he was watching a girl, and then other girls talk to a bee as if they're mad. As if this Jew inside the bee really come from God, really come with a message from Krishna. And they paid no heed, no attention to the one standing there as truly the messenger of Krishna. And what it was, again, just like last night, Uddhava came to save Nanda Baba, but Nand was the one giving Uddhava confidence. Uddhava stood there and he watched. Sukdev Goswami says, O Parikshit, Uddhava is reaping the reward that Krishna wanted to give him, rather than just what we are doing. When you read Gita, Gita does not have illustration. Gita has rules. It has regulation. If the person live for me, do what you're doing, do it for me. You're eating, you're drinking, you're giving, Krishna Arpan, do it in my name. He tells you what to do. But then, for let me say for children, he puts an actress here. A gopi is saying, everything I do it for him. Everything I eat, I think about him. When I'm going to sleep, I call his name. Dear Krishna, bless me to sleep tonight. Dear God, look, I get up this morning. Thank you. Uddhava gets to see somebody act it out. He gets to see how does it look. And this is the blessing that Krishna, when we read this, many people think Uddhava came as this big crown on his head and knowledge, and that he came to save the poor village people of Vrindavan. But when Uddhava went to be in the company of these blessed people in Vrindavan, sometimes company of saintly people switches on you. You think you are the best. But when you reach there, if you're in the right company, the first thing happens, you hush your mouth. Mentally, you tend to get very quiet. When a place energy is very high, when the company, the vibration is high, you tend to get quiet. Quiet is associated with prayerfulness. You are now at rest because you are in awe. There's nothing that could distract you from this moment because this is it. This is the feeling I am looking for. I have found it. So the person now from their soul come out to the body could revel in it. And you just enjoy what you see, what you hear, how you're feeling, maybe something you're eating. And for that little moment, you are motivated to just stay right there, stable. I don't want nobody to talk to me. Quiet. I don't want to think about anything else. Quiet. I want to focus. Have you ever seen somebody say, Sachin, stop knocking that drum. I don't want no singing. I'm doing my prayers. And what you say, I want to focus in the quiet. I want to focus. I want to just give myself to it. It. Think what I say. When you find it, when you find what you was looking for, you're not looking for anything else. I could sit in a place where it's very low energy, nothing happening, I'm bored, I yawn in, I'm going on my phone, for example. But when I found what I was looking for, you think that phone going to pull your attention? I could do that after. That is not a priority right now. And inside the person, that type of decision making happens so quick that you don't want to give up this feeling. This is what you're looking for. Uddhava is motivated. What it is to be a female, people describe female as the lesser of the two sexes. Let me explain now before I get myself in trouble. God takes the soul. He says in Gita, the soul is the same. The soul in the dog, the tree, the land is the same. The features are the same. Can't cut it, can't touch it, etc. But in different ways now the soul experiences the karma in the dog, in the cow, in the mango tree, or the human. But the question comes, how does God know which soul to put in female or male? And the answer in a nutshell is that the body or the soul that is going in the body of a female has a little more sin. Just a minute amount, but still considerable. Meaning to say, if somebody is arguing today that man and woman are equal, if you truly watch the experience of woman, man do experience pain like a woman, 10 to 1, no day. Puberty, honeymoon night, making the child with both parents. But how much people have back-breaking pain, physically losing their bone, integrity of their bone to make an skeleton? How much people losing blood and bodily fluids to become a parent? But you know, daddy is equally important. But how much pain did daddy go through? Another example, menopause. Daddy is still a saga boy at that age. But mommy, with menopause, heart racing, vertigo, all kind of trouble, behavior change. This hormone have you up and down, constant. And that pain, that up and down, that lack of ability to stay stable is brought about by karma. Imagine now you can't even have a normal cycle with PCOS and polycystic and all the other things that God make so much trouble. It only is affecting the female. Karma is causing that. But now, a lady who is so turbulent internally, hormonally, look at how she could love. Look at the attachment she has to this divine form. He says to her, Uddhava, first thing he says to that same gopi who battling with the bee. He says, I don't know if you realize this, but you have achieved the object of this human birth. Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha. You are living and you already gained Jivan Mukti status. You have already liberated yourself by giving yourself heart, mind, soul, body, deed to Him. You are an inspiration for somebody as lost as me. How do you get this attachment to Krishna? People give charitable gifts. People observe vows, fasting, vrat vows. I'll do Ekadashi vrat. I will do the Naumi vrat. I have Naratam coming. On the Ashtami day, I will do Durga Puja. On the babies coming for every Shashti Tithi, for the 6th day after the moon, I will do Havan for mother and beg for the life of this child. Make, where we just say, Baba, you make the child, but you make the mind. That is stupidness. Hindu don't agree with that at all. From before the baby born, there is something called Garbha Sanskar. Garbha Sanskar, Garbha mean womb. The husband and the wife that want to have a baby sit and do puja, do havan. And in the night, the husband puts his hand, and forgive me, I'm talking the truth. The husband puts his hand at the entrance to the womb. Husband and wife in a private moment now, and pray that, dear God, the seed that is about to be placed here, let it be divine, let it be blessed. Take away things like ADHD, autism, Down syndrome. Take away the sickness and bless the child that is coming, that will come, to have positive and divine traits. Get pregnant, 3 months prayers, 6 months prayers, 8 months Shashti Puja before baby born. We use prayer. Mother, please imbibe within this child good traits, good mental traits, so that when the child born and they whispering in the ears, I bless you, babe, you will take to dancing, you will take to music, you will do well in science, and the parents wish and bless this child, making it part of their persona, that they will be patient, they'll be better than parents. Till today, watch how God is an amazing. You want to talk about miracle? Tell me how the individual personality, you have 3 children, you have 4 children, you have 5 children, they genetically, mother and father splice half and half, and they make a person. They all eat from the same pot, but they're all different. Personality wise, some have patience, some not. Some healthy, some not. Some happy, some not. But God who give you the variation, the variability, the differences, they all come from the same belly, but some will have moles on their skin, some won't. Some will have sapping on their back, some won't. And this is where the divine takes the karmic side and puts it on the body. If somebody says God makes you in his image, good. Explain the variation. Some people have bald head, brother and sister. Not everybody bald head. Some people have marks on the skin, some people eyes work, some people eyes don't work. Our Dharma says based on the karma he makes your body. Do good karma, good body. Bad karma, well, the ears mightn't work, the tongue mightn't work, the eyes mightn't work. You might have moles on your body showing, for example, when you hear Sri Ram and Krishna was born and they looked upon the form and they looked upon the newborn baby and they saw good signs. If the mole is on the left chest, the person will have high temper. If it's on their private, they will be very lusty, very vicey. So the mother knows how to train and how to grow this girl or boy. If on the paws, newborn, sometimes you see a little light here on the hand or the leg. 3 sprangs of hair in a paw. Oh, this child will be very heated, very temperate, very ferocious temper, violence. So, you know what? Instead of Uchista Ganapati, I'll have this child worship the red Ganesh, Sindura Ganapati. Take away the violence. From the time I see this little boy growing up and he's very, very rough with his sister, or very, he get a girlfriend and he's attacking the person, I'm not going to allow him to do it. I'm going to snip that in the bud because of how God made the body. I know what is coming. Uddhava is saying the person who does all the austerity, does all the different type of homa, different type of mantras, different type of prayer, learns all the names. We've been focusing on some of his name. For one, we learn what Govinda means. The person who listens to the scripture, the person who tries to control themselves. Control yourself. I love KFC, but I have Bhagavad. You know what? I'll put down that for him. I love my alcohol. I love my cigarette. I love every vice you can imagine. I'll put it down for him, not for nobody else. Not for Pandit, not for the people, not for anybody. I'll do it for him. That control yields more and more attachment to Krishna. It is fortunate of you that you respectable women have this type of standard of devotion. For me, it is an opportunity to see somebody have this level of attachment. You deserve congratulations, O Gopi, that you, although you have sons and daughters, husbands, family, kith, kin, extended family, you still seek only Krishna's attention. You only want him. This unflinching devotion is truly remarkable. And you have rendered a great favor unto me because I get to see it. Being in the company of great bhakt, of great people who have bhakti, that by itself is blessing. Imagine a child growing up in a house where the mother and father have no bearing of God, compared to the child who is growing up in a home where the mother, she believes in God, she believes in her prayer, she follows it to the T. Which one you feel the child will watch, the parent, and emulate? Both, truthfully, both. But one child will grow up following my mother used to offer pakadar to Durga, for example. And the other one will say, well, they are dokidam, I'll be dokidam. Problem come when mother and father reach a senior age and you're looking for the child to have compassion. Well, you never show your mother compassion. That wasn't part of your prayers. Why must I take my busy schedule and show you compassion now? Think about the parent who never offered terpan or a pinda. But one day you expect your son to just pick up himself and do it for you. How will that work? You never taught this person that. For me to witness, you are not my mother, you're not my relative, but to witness how you pray, how you live, and how in doing all your duty, you hold on to him. You are showing me like a child how to do it. Krishna came and he gave me a message just to give you. And you have touched on this. So beautiful. Talking to that bee. Hear what he told me to tell you. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Bhavati Naya Yoga Mehi Atam Sarva Atma Kinchit Ye Yat Ye Yaham Bhutani Bhutashu Ye Khayam Yahe Yadeva Ye Adam Ye Atma Yaham. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 He says, Devi, you need to hear this. You are worried about the separation. You are thinking that he left you. Krishna told me to tell you all, O girls of this village of Vrindavan, that I, Krishna, abide and pervade as the soul of everything. How could there be a separation between you and me? I am in the form of all the elements. I am found in all beings, male, female, human, non-human, animate, inanimate, the atoms that make up everything. I am the support. I am the structure. I am the bone of everything. I am the vital breath of everything. What separation are you talking about? By the force of my Maya, forms are created, forms are destroyed, time is made. Because of my Maya, sleep, dream, the ability to wake up from sleep, to come out of it. Think about just this point. You go to sleep and you're at sleep and you're having a good dream, you're having a nightmare, whatever is the case. You ever, without an alarm, just open your eye at that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour that you are accustomed getting up. It is as if your body comes back to life. Something woke you up. Was it the alarm? Was it somebody? Was it something? But this activation of energy is actually created by me, Krishna. Ever alert, ever vigilant. A person should try to control their mind knowing these realities, knowing that this life is like a dream, and I give you the ability to wake up in this life and realize what is behind the dream and who is really in charge of this dream, whether it's a good dream or a bad dream. I am the one fueling this experience that you are having. What separation? Is there a moment we are not together? He says, dear Devi, the mind of a woman is very turbulent. And she, Sitaram, and she to be able to focus, to understand, and to hold to prayer is a little more challenging because of her hormones. But look at how beautiful you have been able to apply Krishna without any formal training. How you put him in your life, in your body. As you have completely dedicated this entire life existence to him. Krishna says, continue to contemplate on me and you will attain me in short time. I will be back to you. I will come back to you. It's just a little separation we have. And you should strive to return to me. Just like how our soul is in this body for a little time, but our goal of this life is to not let that separation be long, but to return to him, to go back into his company. When my soul gets into his body, into his Jeev, into his Paramatma, I don't want to be separated from him. Sukdev Goswami tells the Parikshit, this message has a lot of ramification for the listener. Because the soul grieves when they are in this body and they are separate from Krishna and they are going through all these stings and bites and all the painful moments that they experience in the separation, the physical separation. As far as the eyes know, I'm only going to see pain and suffering. But when I'm in his physical company, as far as my eyes go, I am in heaven. I am happy. The person who knows the truth, what separation is there? He's within me. But for the typical person that may not have that Vardhan to see him, to have the drishti, like Arjun, he can't see him in his true form, then you should strive to get back with him. Me and you do that every time we fast, every time we do puja, every time we accept the prasad and you bow, you taste the prasad. The purpose is to get the blessing to go back to Krishna. The Gopis turn around and they start to ask him. Luckily, that tyrant, Kans, is dead. He persecuted all the Yadhu people. It is a matter of good fortune that Krishna is living happily with those relatives. Is he happy? Does Krishna and his elder brother Balaram, do they remember us? Do they smile, remembering us the way we remember them? All the talk that you'd have just told her, everything went back to I love him. He has all in our words. We'll say mama guy. All the bribery, he has it. Does he use it to bribe the ladies of Mathura? You know, we are just simple-minded women of the country. We're rural. Our dress is not fancy, functional. But those ladies of Mathura probably dress up so much. Is he able to win them? Is he able to win them over? And you'd have seized this. I just told you so much that he said for you. And you are still hankering. You are still looking for him. You still want to know more about him. You cannot help yourself. Imagine a person who has dementia. And God put it so for them. That this came and all the details of their life, slowly they forget, they lose it. But one or two incidents in their memory, they hold on to that. I remember one time I went to do prayer, and this lady had it really bad. She had reached a point where she couldn't remember now. Her children, she couldn't remember them at this age where they're gray, her children. But she remembers them when they were 15, 16, thereabout. This is one of my grandmother's sister. And she had it bad, and they had prayers, and I went to do prayers, and she's talking to people, she's talking to me. You see, Indar, tell him to take out Ramesh food. Problem is, Ramesh no longer lives in Trinidad. Ramesh lives in England. But the brain could only hold that memory. The Gopis say, blessed is people that do not remember anything else. Blessed are those people that are not burdened with that type of memory, and they hold on to everything that break them and bend them and hold their intention. They have money, they hold it. You don't have money, you hold into that. You have love, you hold it. I over love. When the love leave you, when they cheat on you, when they horn you, when they go, they die, you hold on to that now. And the one thing that you could have hold on to him, Krishna, you're holding on to everything else, and many other examples. But blessed is the person that they forget everything. Their brain is like a short-term computer that only holds some of the information. They select. We used to fan the Dan long time when they patch the lava. Take out all the stone and all the little odds, this and that. They sift and cipher through information bombarding them. And they only hold on to, they only interested in the information that will benefit them. They are only interested in information that will add value to them in the form of Krishna. What a pity. The Yamuna River wants to touch him. Govardhan wants to be on over him, from under him when Sri Ram was there, over him in Christian form. The cow wants to be close to him. The flute wants to be blown by him. And none of them get it. But oh Uddhava, you get to talk to him, you get to sit with him, you get to eat with him. How blessed are you? Blessed is the person that stands in the company of the divine. That the devotee of God is equally, the person who has the drishti to see him and to worship him is equally important, just like him. How could I forget him, O Uddhava? And they start, she forget Uddhava now. And she started to pray, Hey Nath, Hey Ramnath, Hey Brajnath. She starts to call different names. You who destroy all the affliction, you who lifted Govardhan, lift my soul, lift me up out of grief. Take away my separation, take away my anxiety, take away my trouble. Only you could take away this pain. Sukdev Goswami says, the Gopis, with all the agony of separation, listening to the message of Krishna and all that he had sent for them via the lips of Uddhava, listened to all that Uddhava had come to tell them. Uddhava stays in Vrindavan for some months and every day would interact with these girls whilst they were milking the cow, while they were turning the boiling milk in the pot, when they're making their paneer and their ghee and all these other ingredients. And he brought the light to them, because here came somebody that would only talk this type of conversation. This wasn't somebody who would come and wastefully speak. Somebody who comes and talks every other thing other than what would uplift the heart and mind of a devotee seems like a waste of time. He didn't waste their time. For so many days he was in Vrindavan. Every day he wanted to see where Krishna did this Leela, where he did this miracle, where did he perform this task, when did he talk this talk, where did he humble Brahma, show me where, which field did he humble Indra. And every day they went on walks and excursions then. And in this yatra of re-going, re-walking, revisiting, reliving the footsteps of Krishna, they found joy in showing this other devotee all devotion that happened in the Yamuna, all the devotion that happened on the land of Vrindavan, on the mountain of Govardhan, and the valleys of Gokul. They got to relive it through telling somebody. This act of telling somebody what you know, what you believe, what you have learned is called smaranam. It is a type of bhakti. This is why older people, when we used to go to temple, you went jag last night? Yes, pa. Where you learn? Where the Pandit talk about? Smaranam mean remember what you did, remember what you learned. This is why people take pictures or videos of the prayer that they did. One day we'll watch it. One day I'll remember I accomplished that yag. I did my Gaudan. I did the Shrad. Something to remember, and tell your grandchild, this is how you just fix this prasad. You're fixing the plate to take out the food. This is how we prepare it. This is how you create the Mahanbhog. You teach, you remember, and you give the information. Whenever you tell somebody, I went to yag, this yag, other yag, I like. I watched last night, I watched the program, I watched the channel, and I saw the explanation. Why is the Hanuman flag tall, for example? Why do you offer the clove inside the Lapsian Sohari in West Indian culture, where you have Lapsian Sohari? Why do you put different spice in Durga Mata Prasad? And you get it. That isn't supposed to remain with you, yours and yours alone. Uddhava says, in the company of godly people, in the company of devoted people, it becomes a part of their ritual to remember and share not only prasad, but also the prasad of God and his name and his form and his times and his experiences and what they felt and what you felt and how they enjoy planting, for example, planting the flowers, having that ornamental fig tree growing in your yard, that shami plant growing in your yard. I want it so that when I'm offering, I have the right ingredients in my prayer. But you share it, you're talking, you're gushing based on what you have learned and what you enjoy, just as these girls were gushing and they're telling the bee and they're telling Uddhava and they're telling everybody the pain, the trouble, the difficulty, the hardship, what they hard up for. Not the son, not the family, not for money, no, but for the God. Uddhava was pleased to notice the intense anguish of these gopis, and for so long as he stayed there, he was always convinced that there is no person better suited to bend their head to Krishna, not even me. I fail in comparison to these women. That these women are truly the example of what a bhakt is. If a person should only listen to the discourse, Sukdev Goswami tells Parikshit, if a person wants to understand how do you know when you have reached to the level and the status or the stature that I am a bhakt of Krishna, I am a devotee of Krishna, apply the measurement of who are you? Are you a gopi? Are you ready to be a gopi? Or are you just a person doing a little puja and you fool yourself? But have you reached to the point like these girls that you have all the work to do and you're still holding on? You are still very much attached to him. The medicine, the food, the sleep, everything belongs to him. Will you give me some? Will you take care of me? Will you heal me? Will you help me? He says how envious it is when you don't have any peace, when you do not have any peace of mind, when you cannot find shanti, when you cannot find a day off mentally, a day off. And then somebody like me who is very agitated gets into the company like you, oh Gopi, who is very calm and serene. And what another person couldn't do, beside the puja, beside the offerings, beside that, but the thinking of I am a servant to I am Seva to my boss, Krishna. Uddhava tells her that you got it right, we have it wrong. Our priorities are wrong. This grace that you have, not everybody has it. And it says a lot about you, that you have inherited. You didn't go to class to learn how to love the Lord. You learned to love the Lord from birth. I wish I could, Uddhava said, I wish I could be born as a creeper, as a grass, as a plant, as a tree, to live in this Vrindavan, to feel the press of little Krishna's foot, to witness his Leela. I wish I had that. But dear Devi, you who are his consort, you are equivalent to Lakshmi. The Gopis listened as time was passing to all that Uddhava had to see. And when that time was coming to a close, he started to make preparation to go. Let's hear what happens in this last sloka. Jai Jagat, Jai Ganesha Gananath Dayanidhi Sakala Vegana Tara Dura Hamayo. Jai Gan. Nataya Nitya Parasamanu Janani Nanda Gopa Brija Vraja Hotar Par Slokayati Tana Manasanati Jagadishwari Madhu Shakti Mata ki Jai. When he reached the door of Nanda Baba, they were there crying, where are you going? Where are you going? If you, who are his friend, you come with his scent on your body, and you stayed here for these many months, and we get so accustomed meeting and rubbing shoulders with you, you become part and parcel of him. All our mental activities for this little time, you brought us joy because the company of good people, you're relishing it. You're relishing this time. You ever went to Yag? And you do the whole yag, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're going. But when now Shiva Hari and time to close the yag, dear mother, tomorrow we're going to be together. Dear mother, when I lift this kalsa, allow me, if I have to end my fast, if I have to break my fast, if I have to close off my prayer, bless me to do it. When that moment comes, for those of you who have done it and done it right, you start to feel very sad. You start to feel as if something is missing, and tomorrow I'm going to be missing out on something. Some people cry. This is the same type of moment. Who will we talk to? Who will we converse with? Who will we mix with if you are not here? What is going to happen when you leave? When we cannot come here to find you to hear the update. There are no update now. How much months passed? The story had changed much. But every day they wanted to hear the same thing over and over. Who will give us that update? Who will give us that word to word, all the different stories of our Krishna? And Uddhava simply bowed to these great souls. He says, thank you for spending the time with me. Sukadeva Goswami says, everybody put your hands together. Sukadeva Goswami says that whenever a person is able to listen to the Katha that describes the glory of the Gopis, that of all the work that Krishna has, he was drawn, he was being pulled back to Vrindavan because of them, because of their thought, their prayer, their way, their words. Blessed is the person that listens to this discourse, that you are able to rush to this lifestyle. That you see people want to be a gopi in temples today. You will hear somebody says, I am a gopi, I am a follower, I am a bhakt of Krishna. I am his child, I have his name, I want to have his katha, his prayer, his flag, his yag in my home, in my food, in whatever I'm doing. The person grows in that divinity and they grow in that intensity of devotion. Just by listening to the examples of these girls, blessed is that person that they are able to emulate and to walk that path to overcome karma that is blocking them. If my karma be such that it is preventing me from attaining that high status of being close to Krishna, dear God, bless me just by listening and remembering what I've learned today in this Gopi Mahima discourse. Bless me to get an income amount, a morsel amount of what these girls attained. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. As we've come now to the end of this first discourse this morning, understand why the Gopis of Vrindavan are so sought after. Nobody says, I am the king, I am the relative of Krishna. Nobody says that. Everybody says in Hare Krishna temple throughout this world, in Russia, where Krishna Bhagwan worship is taking over. People want to be a gopi, they want to be a gopi, they want to give their life, they want to be the one to cook fame, they want to this, that and the other. Now understand why. Because of the intense love, because of the emotion they have for him, and the lifestyle that they live, it becomes a way of life. And not just a style or a dress code or a hairstyle or a diet only, but a lifestyle. And when the person lives like this, they believe that they will walk close to him in life and after life. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Everybody at this time, as we've concluded this 7th session, let's all stand as we do Arati to bring the curtain down on this session of Bhagavad. Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan Ki Hai Aarati Papiyon ko paap se ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ पंचम वेद निराला नव हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही हरि ज्ञान यही everybody. Everybody. ये मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती। ये मधुर बोल जग पंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला। ये मधुर बोल जग पंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला। श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा दे आरती पापियों को पाप से आरती पापियों everybody. Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Namo Narayana. Everybody together. Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Namo Narayana. Together, everybody. Tvameva Mata
Sapita Tvameva
Tvameva Bandhuscha
Sakha Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Namadeva Deva
Tvameva Sarvam
Namadeva Deva
Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti
Hari Om प्रेम से बोलो महापति महादेव की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय श्री हरि शक्ति माता की जय वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय 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 सीताराम सीताराम everybody